Hello there, I am coming to you from this dreary May morning in Melbourne. I had this idea in my head and I really wanted to get it out there. My knitting mojo, as you might be able to see behind me, has been really high. So I wanted to give you my idea was to give you a few knitting updates. I'm really missing Vlogmas. I think that's the style that I'm really missing in my life right now. So I thought I'd do some quick 5 to 10 minute is the aim knitting updates. We'll see how many we can get done in May. I'm not going to make any promises because you know how that is. You're just going to try our best. I'm going to try to do it in the mornings. Mornings can get pretty chaotic, as you know, if you have kids. But here we are, adding another thing to the list. Right now I am just trimming the ends of these socks that I haven't worn yet, that I knit up. Because I want to wear some hand knit socks on this really cold day. I wove in the ends. This is what it looks like on the inside as I went, because this is one of the I can't remember what it was called, scrappy sock knit along, I think, stripy scrappy sock knit along, something like that, with Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady, which is really fun. And it was a few months ago now, but I just never got around to, I literally just have to trim off the ends of this sock and then I can wear it. But I will continue doing that later. There is the other sock that I need to trim off. Let's just give you an update on what I've been doing today. So I'm gonna hide this because it's a present and I just dropped the other one. I started a scarf. It is a lot bigger than it should be. It is the Delicate Cable Scarf, a free pattern from Pearl Soho. Just got things on the, I'm just gonna put that there for safety reasons. So I started this. You can just see the I-cord at the edges. It's gonna have delicate cables running up it. It is very big. It should only be maybe a few inches smaller than this, but I'm just gonna keep it as it is and have it as a huge shawl. The reason I cast this on was because I have a lot of yarn to use up, as you probably saw with my yarn hauls, and I still have yarn that I bought on my very first trip to Bendigo Woolen Mills. So I'm using 2 of those 4-ply balls held together to make this scarf, and it'll be very big, very warm, very comforting for the winter months. It's exactly what I need, and I think it'll be nice for when I go back to work as well. So I'm going to be working on this today. Probably not a traveling pattern though. I'll probably work on this, which is a Lillisand hat by Drops. It's a different name for their pattern website, but it's a free pattern. I already made this in the pink and black one for one of our friends, and my hubby said he wanted the same one but in blue and white. So I think we're going to do that. I cast this on. It took me a while to cast this on. I just kept getting it wrong. I started off doing a German twisted cast on and it was just too stretchy, so I just went back to a long tail cast on, and I kept getting the length wrong. Like, you know how when you have leftover yarn when you cast on, you don't want it to be too long or too short. It is still a bit too long, but I cast it on it took me like an hour. We were watching MasterChef and it took me so long, so many attempts, and I was like, you know what, this is it, this is what we're doing. So I'll probably bring this with me, so we can have that during our daily activities to knit on. I'm pretty sure I probably have to look it up, but I've already started. I think it's a knit 1 per 1 rib, and I started with 108 stitches, which is the 9 to 12-year-old size, but I think it'll fit his head. It is a kid's pattern after all, but I think and I hope it'll be okay. But this is what we're going to bring along with us. I also have a sweater that I might show you. I'll show you now, that I knit for the little one, the littlest member of our family. It is so cute, and I'm going to try and block this today, because you can kind of see the increases on the yoke, and I'm not sure if you're meant to, because on the front cover of the book, this is the Bloom by Rowan, the, what's it called, the Buddy, I think it's called the Buddy sweater. It's on the front cover of the book, and it's like the second collection of the baby knits, and I knit this. It took me 2 balls plus a little bit of the 3rd ball of the, I should have brought all this information with me, but yeah, it took just over 100 grams to knit this with a 5-ply Bluebell Merino, and it's in this weird, I'm not sure, sometimes it looks grey, sometimes it looks purple, sometimes it looks more blue, but I thought it looked more purple when I bought it, but I like it either way. So yeah, that is the plan for today. Yeah, just in a really, really high knitting mojo gear. I am trying to knit the cables in this scarf without a cable needle, just to practice and see how I go. I think it's the most efficient way, especially being a mom. I can't have like extra things flicking around everywhere. Even like stitch markers can be a hazard to babies. So I'm trying to do it without a cable needle, just take it slow and steady, see as I go. Most of it is garter stitch knitting, just straight knitting anyway, which is good. And I'm looking forward to having this in my collection when it's done, because it'll be pretty much like a schlanket. And you know, we love shawl / blanket schlankets. But yeah, that's my idea for this little series of videos, and I hope you enjoy. So this is us just having a little bit of a play. It's so nice to watch her start to crawl and climb and discover the world around her. And while she was playing, I was able to do a little bit of knitting on the ribbing of the hat. And I finished that in the morning so I could start the colour work during the day. And this is us just with another little one behind me. I usually knit colour work with 2 strands of colour in my left hand. So I knit continental and I just pick whatever colour is next. And this row's just got white, so I'm just holding the white. But usually I have 2 colours on my finger, on my like index finger, and then this is the Checkheaton Country Naturals in 8-ply. Now I am blocking a very special birthday present. I have to tell her not to watch this video before the weekend, because I finished this Sophie scarf in about 2 days, so fast. It does say to use a DK weight yarn, but I feel like the samples that she knit, the designer knit, were more like a fingering weight. But anyway, I used DK for this. I'm just rolling it out in a towel to dry it a little bit. So I just wanted to stretch it out a little bit because I felt a little bit thicker than it should be. Hopefully after I block it and stretch it out, it will be nice and thin and really cute and stylish for the birthday girl to wear. I am just pulling it out now, and it's quite long, so this is where I realised that I needed to have an extra blocking mat. So it took about 4 of these sort of kid size, you know, play mat block things. And always doing things with one hand because I'm a mum with a little baby, but I just use these sewing pins to put it all in place. I put a pin every 4 or 5 centimeters, and then I let it dry. And in this weather, it will probably take a few days to dry, but it's quite small, so I'm not worried about it not drying in time. Okay, so I thought I would update you just before dinner time. It's a bit hit and miss whether I'll get any knitting done after dinner, just depending on if the baby needs to be held or if I can do some knitting with the baby on me. I did do more of the hat today, and I was able to actually knit this with her napping on me, so that's good, isn't it? So I did finish the ribbing, and because it's for an adult, I probably have to put this on his head and see what it looks like, or compare it to one of the beanies he already has. But I did the ribbing as 5 centimeters instead of 3 centimeters. Part of that is because I had this out and about and I didn't want to start the color work yet either, and it was nice to just continue ribbing. You know, sometimes it's just nice to like keep knitting on what you're knitting. and just continue it and not have to think about it. But anyway, we did that for 5 centimeters, and then we started the color work. So it's looking nice, the 2 colors. You can't really go wrong with white as a contrast color. But hopefully it will turn out really nice. I'm not doing anything because sometimes the color work looks funny at the beginning of the round, but I'm not really doing anything to fix that. I don't know if you can. Let me know if you know a way to make it look a little bit neater and less, oops, less weird. I just scared myself. Whew. Anyway, yeah, so we've done this much. I might try and see if I can put, I don't have progress keepers, but I might put like a little safety pin to show the progress. So the next time I show you guys, which I'm not sure when the next video will be, I'm trying to do, I don't know, we'll see how often I can get these videos out. But anyway, I'll put a progress keeper, and then the next time I show you, I can show you the progress that I've done on this. So yeah, just a little bit more done on the beanie. It won't take me long. The last beanie I made with this same pattern, it was a smaller size, not that much smaller though. And that only took me a weekend, 2 or 3 days to knit. So I don't think this will take me very long, which is good because I think this shawl that I'm knitting might take a little bit longer. It is getting faster. But I am just memorizing, or trying to memorize, the 2-row repeat that we have going at the moment, as well as practicing my cabling without needles, which is going well actually. But I'll just show you, you can see progress I've made. I think I was at the start of this turn here this morning, so I've just done a few rows, and you can see it's starting to take shape with the cables, and they're just going to intertwine into the middle and then go back out, and it's going to just be, it's going to be heavenly. You know that sound? Yeah. I'm just looking, I can see the swatch that I made out of this yarn, holding it double. But yeah, garter stitch is like really in too these days. I feel like it's just so squishy and cozy, and but it'll be nice with this detail on it. I can show off my knitting skills when I wear this shawl proudly. I hope I have enough yarn too, because as I said, it's knitting up wider. So I'm using the exact same stitches as it is in the pattern, which is a free pattern by the way from Pearl Soho. I'll try to link it down below. But yeah, it is knitting up really nicely. It's a lot wider than it should be. Maybe it should be probably about that wide. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn to make it as long as it should be, but it probably doesn't need to be that long anyway if it's going to be that wide, because I'm just going to put it over my shoulders and be all comfy and cozy. But yeah, I'm not used to talking this much. I'm not that unfit, but anyway, I'm using these 2 balls of yarn, and this one, you can see I've rewound it. And I am like, do you get, if you're a knitter, tell me, do you get like the satisfaction of like when you rewind something and then you knit from again, you get the satisfaction of getting to the point where you stopped rewinding it? You know what I mean? If you're a knitter, you know what I mean. When you get to that point, it's like really satisfying. So trying to get back to that point where it's not rewound and it'll look more like this ball. I have these 2 balls, which are 200 grams each from Bendigo Woolen Mills. This is from their back room. So it is just a 4-ply 100% wool, but I think because it was in the back room, it doesn't have like a lot of information on the little card that was sticking out of it. Like it doesn't have the meterage or anything. But yeah, so I have these 2 balls and I have 1 more ball of this. I bought a lot. I was planning on making a blanket with this. So I've made a few projects with this, including my ranunculus, but yes, I'm getting through this. It is nice that it's only a 2-row repeat. I am doing my best to memorize it with the cables included, and yeah, I chose it because it should be simple, hopefully, and I'll eventually memorize it. But I'm looking forward to getting through these balls of yarn and knitting on this shawl, and yeah. Probably won't wear this shawl with my yellow sweater as well, because that'll be a lot of yellow. But I probably won't need it anyway. If I'm wearing a sweater, I'll be warm enough in the wool that I have. But yeah, that's me. Thanks for watching this first little vlog. I will, yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.